Alright, we should be live. Just check the, yep, audio is coming through. Alright, so we have Stormbringer Edition 15. Taking a quick look through it. So it is push fit, so we're not going to take forever gluing it this time. Okay, so we've got our sprue. It's got all the pieces on there with all the cloaks and everything. So basically we're building these three guys, Stormcast Praetors, from the Cities of Sigmar. So, got the nice artwork in there. Let's get into building. So, on this one, we have an actual choice of parts, which is what this little thing is. So you actually get like a, I don't know, it's like 3 shields. So let's get building. I'm probably going to go for what they're actually using. So this guy's going to be the head without the helmet. So I think this one's the, yes, it's the one where he holds it up. So yeah, this one will be without the helmet. Alright, let's see. So we need 2, 5, and 4. This is always the fun part, looking for the parts. Bold head. Where is a bold head? There's 4, so that's the head. If I can actually clip it out. There we go. Get that as close as possible. So yeah, we'll go with the what they're actually using for the pictures. Number 2 is this one. Click that off quickly. Cleanup shouldn't be too hard on these. Then we need 1, which is this one, I think. Yep, that's 1. Alright, one's clipped out. And number 5 for the front. Ooh, I just noticed the sprue here. Where is it? It's actually got like they had leakage on the sprue when they mold injected it. It's got like stringy bits attached, which aren't really coming up on the camera. Okay, number 5. I think is this one. Is it? No, that's number 12. That one's number 5. This little piece back here. Alright, so that's all of that. Let's start cleaning this up. This does have mold lines, but they sort of fit in with the armor, so I think I might leave those. Just need to actually clear off the parts from the sprues. That one's a bit difficult to get into. So I don't want to scratch up the actual armor. Hopefully that's good enough. This one should come off clean. Yeah, that one was easy. Okay. There was stuff on the bottom. Just a little bit of scraping and it comes off. And you're not even going to see the underneath of the foot anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I do like being a bit of a perfectionist. Okay, that one's cleaned up. Put this one to clean up. It's actually hard to tell what's from the sprues and what's not. Okay, that one's done. There's a little piece there. I swear there should have been more points connected on this. No, I think that's clean. This one has 4, I know that. So if I can just deburr that little piece there. Nope, might have cut in a bit too deep. That's alright, it'll just be a texture on the cloth. Okay, and then there should be 2 on this side. There's that one sticking up pretty far, which we can just slice off. There should be 1 more somewhere. So I remember, oh, there it is. It's on the bottom piece. It's hardly there, which is good. I'll just try and file that off, to be honest. And then the last piece is the head, which shouldn't be bad at all. It's on the side of his head. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Yeah, you can sort of see the little nub stuck on his head. Let's not destroy that. Piotr Jeske. I can't pronounce that. Bought an army from a local player, but now I'm being told I can't use it to play because it consists of something called legends. How do I unlegend? I'm probably not the best person to ask about the actual gameplay, but as far as I know, that just means that they're old models that can't be used anymore for the actual game. I don't think they're, like, unlegendable. But, yeah, there's a lot of strict things when it comes to the actual game. As far as I know, the whole Stormbringer stuff will be sort of almost out for the actual game by the time, well, the magazine's finished. But yeah, there was worries about models not being game playable. There's many weird rules that Games Workshop has. I mean, you can play with friends, but just not in main tournaments. So, unfortunately, you probably have to buy a new army or something, but I'd say ask somebody that knows what they're talking about, because I don't actually play the game, I just like building the minis. I'm sorry that happened to you. Okay, that one's cleared up. So now we can just push fit everything. This should go on pretty easy. Or at least I think it would go on easy, but it's sort of... Ah, that's why. It's on an angle. There we go. So the piece goes in. This will hold in here somewhere. It's sort of a weird spot, to be honest. Maybe if I partially fit this on, it might fit in properly. Wish the dude told me about that before. Oh, so you bought a lot of stuff. Maybe the guy didn't know. Either that or he was just trying to offload it because he can't use it for official games. But yeah, there's a whole heap of stuff around which models can be used. It's sort of annoying. I've never quite understood why they do that. I guess it's to push more and new plastic. There we go. Okay. So there's a weird nub on the chest. No, it's for a sash. Number 6. Where is number 6? This one. And that should be fairly easy to clean. So, seeing as you got that army from that guy and you can't use it, are you thinking of buying new stuff? Are you actually wanting to play the game properly? So that's what I'm sort of getting from there. You actually want to play the game. Just a tiny piece sticking out. I need to kind of clear up. Should be one more spot. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so that's the piece that goes on the chest. Which way does it go? No, it goes there. Okay. Ah. Just need it to actually click in. Come on, stick in there. Hey Nate, how's it going? Nate's probably the person to ask about this, to be honest. Nate seems to be a veteran in the hobby space. I think I got that in. Maybe. No, okay, it's not sticking on. Okay. Maybe I should just scrape this down a tiny bit. Just to get it to slot in there. Nah. It's like it's got a... What is preventing it from going in? It might be the way the head's placed. Might need to move the head around to get that to actually go in properly. It's like a weird T-shaped thing at the bottom. Come on, get in there. Nah, it's refusing. Okay. I don't know what I've done wrong. Because, yeah, there's this little thing in there that does move around with the head. Maybe it's the inside that's not big enough. So if I scrape out the inside hole, just like deburr it a bit. Maybe that will let it drop in. I filmed the prints being printed, and today I just got to complete the rest of the filming, taking them off the build plate. Might make a short today. Shorts seem to get a lot of views, so it's probably a good idea. I remember the whole having to wash and cure. It's kind of a messy business. I still have I still have a couple of isopropyl alcohol containers that are mixed with resin that I need to somehow dispose of. Yeah, so this thing isn't quite dropping in properly. It is leaving quite a seam, and it just falls off. So I'm not too sure what to do. The only thing I can think of is to continue sort of whittling down like the edges of this to try and fit it in more. Not sure if you got any ideas, Nate? Only one store here, one group of people. Oh, that's unfortunate. Don't you suppose you can use those models in other Warhammer games because of... Like, if there's community-based ones as opposed to official, I'm sure people would allow you to play with the old ones. Okay, let's see if I can just stick this in here and give it a bit of a spin. Ah yes, one-page rules. I used to buy all of their STL print. I still have heaps of them. Okay, that seemed to have kind of done something to fix it. Yeah, okay. It's in there now, but I kind of need to do a tiny bit more. It seems the interior of this hole isn't wide enough. Okay, there we go. Still causes a bit of a seam, but it sticks in now. Yeah, that's a lot of time wasted on that. We need number 7 now. I thought it might have been the pin, but I think it would be difficult to actually cut that out. But it seems to have worked out, so we're good now. Let's see. This one's got a lot of little fine points to cut off. Oh yeah, Nate, you'd probably know. The Stormbringer magazines, all of these models, are they Are they no longer usable for tournament play? Because when I was first getting the magazine, I remember the Reddit threads saying that they'll probably be out of use by the time you get everything. No, what am I doing? I'm scraping down the feet of that and I should be working on this. There's one. I think Stormbringer magazines have the new Stormcast designs. So they'd still be viable. I took a look at the spearhead stuff just before. Not a fan of the premium models, but I think I saw that they were putting in the Lizardman in it, although that might have just been from the actual spearhead boxes. I'm not sure. But yeah, the armies themselves look kind of interesting, but it does seem like a smaller variety of stuff compared to like this one. I also sort of spoiled myself from the Combat Patrol because I saw that they had the I don't think it's the Tau, I think it's the Eldar like mechs. But in saying that, the older designs just mean they will not be Games Workshop tournament legal. Local game stores should, yeah, if it's just community-based stuff, they shouldn't really care too much. But yeah, I saw that Eldar model and I was like, oh, I wish I didn't know, because that would have surprised me when I opened it up. It looked amazing. So I am looking forward to getting all my Combat Patrol stuff. I cannot find the sprue piece that... Oh! that would be one of the reasons why. The sprue... That hand... That is a sprue attached to the hand. So I must have cut a sprue holding a sprue. Maybe, I don't know. No, this one's a bit difficult to cut into. No one plays Kill Team at the store. They don't know what one-page rules. Well, hopefully you'll find some people to play with. It does seem to be kind of a niche hobby, though it is gaining in popularity. I don't think any of my friends would be up for playing this game, though. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm going to get that. So that goes into the arm piece, and then it clips on here. Ah, so that chest piece isn't going to matter too much anyway. Alright, I think that's the first guy done. An interesting little model. That is quite a seam line. I'm gonna have to fill that in at some point. Probably get. What would your recommendation be, Nate? Sprue glue or just liquid cement or something to fill in the gap. Yeah, he's got a nice axe. So once painted, he should look like this once painted. Well, should, he won't, because I'll be terrible at painting most likely. Alright, yeah, so the rest of his stuff is just the base, which can be done at a different stage. I'll just pop him in there, just to make it somewhere that he can stand. Alright, he's in. That's first one done. Second one, we've got a choice of heads again. This one is the one holding. Yep, we'll use the helmet for this one. Alright, so number 10. Right in the middle. I think the guy who sold you the army would still play against you. Yeah, it would kind of be mean if he didn't after selling it to you. Mill your putt and sand it down. Maybe, yeah. But no, I don't have any belly putt or anything. These are things I'd have to buy. Because yeah, the Stormbringer magazine doesn't come with any of that stuff as far as I know. Number 9. Twins are number 9. Why am I blind? Ah, it's this one, okay. Snip that off. That's a thick sprue. So let's clear that up while we have it. Games Workshop sells their green stuff, but it's expensive. There is a hobby store that I just found out about that has all the Warhammer stuff. I went in looking for some Retributor armor just in case I run out of it for this, if I end up painting everything. And they were completely sold out because apparently everyone's trying to build Custodes armies at the moment. So they get the stock in for Retributor armor and then it's gone the next day. But yeah, it's good to know that that store was there. They have all the official Warhammer Games Workshop stuff. So when I go down there again, I might have to check out some milliput. As far as I know, that is not sprue piece. I think I cut that off of the last one. Custodes one's like a nice, sounds like a nice name for an army. Custodes is apparently Henry Cavill's favorite team. There's a few alternatives to Retributor armor that could help. Yeah, one of the guys at the store was saying that there was a couple of close but not quite the same. 12, that should be, no, that's 26, 17, 12, there we go. Two thin coats, dragon gold. Army painted, greedy gold, flare, glorious gold. Dragon gold. Do I have that? Dragon fang. Where are the golds? 1 second, I'm just looking at my paints. Yellow glaze. Dragon's gold, there we go. My two thin coats paint that's never been touched, and I've had it since the first wave. Okay, that's not shaking up too well. So there's the... Mind you, this is like probably not showing up well through the bottle. So this looks more bronzy, but I'm not sure if it would be. Let's open it up. Yeah, that looks very bronzy. Just see what a tiny little... Okay, no, that is... Yeah, that's Retributed Gold. That's... yeah. I'll just put next to it the... Yeah, that's Retributor Gold. Oh, Retributor Armor. It does have a very orange pigment that comes through it, though. But yeah, when it actually sticks on, that's definitely a gold. Alright, let's clean that up. It's good to know the paint's still working. Because I was worried that some of these paints would not actually work. Because they've been sitting for like the last year and a half. So they're all separated in color. It's like this one, what is this? Glistening Gold. It's basically red at the top and then sort of white at the bottom. It's all separated. Okay, that would need quite a bit of... Actually, do I have... No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, so that will turn into a goldish color. But yeah, all my paints are separated because they've been sitting for so long. Anyway, let's continue on with this dude. Okay, that's pretty much clear. I don't know if there are any other spots that were attached to sprues. I think we cleared that off. Can be a pain. The worst is scale color 75. Great paint, but you need to shake it for ages, otherwise the paint is very hard to work with. I found that I have, what is it? One of those like massage guns. And if I take out the headpiece, this actually slots perfectly into it. So I just hold it like that and turn it on. It just full on shakes the paint. So when I get into the painting, I'll have to use that again. Can't even see a sprue mark on this. Ah, it's on the cheek. That's probably really hard to see, actually. But yeah, you can kind of see it reflecting in there. It's like a tiny mark on the cheek. I wish Games Workshop would like design their sprues around it being in the least used, like the least looked at place on the thing, but I suppose they have to do it the way they do to fit everything onto the sprues, basically. It's like, do we really need to have it on the cheek of this tiny face? So that's going to show up, especially when it's painted. Just trying to carefully cut little pieces away. I have those two tried on the Retributor Gold. Oh, you have the two thin coats as well. Yeah, that was a good call, Nate. I'm sure on the color wheel chart that they give you, they probably mention the Retributor Gold. Duncan's a pretty smart guy, I have to say. Apparently, one of the other Games Workshop painters started their own paint line as well, just recently, I think. Get some ball bearings, throw into the Citadel pots. Oh, so you advise putting ball bearings in these as well. I haven't found these ones to be too bad. Well, this one to be too bad. This is the only one I've used. I have all these paints, and then the rest that are coming in the magazine. But yeah, I've literally only used Retributor armor. Okay, I think that's good enough to use. That should just slot in there. If I can get the head alignment proper. Oh, there we go. It's always a bit tricky to know if the head's fully in. I think that's as much push as I can give it. So much paint to choose from, I do tend to get AK Interactive paint to be the best for me. They dry. Oh, they're on matte. I also got the what's it called? The black paint. What is it? Black 2. Is it Black 2.0? Or I can't remember what it's called. It's one of the super black paints. Did I just put that on? There's nothing else. Yeah, okay. I would have thought something would stick through one of these things, but no. Alright, his armor's on. So now we need 13. Which is... that's 19, 28... Is it 13 or 30? Yeah, 13. Oh no, that is 13. Okay, I was reading it as 31. I thought I was reading that as the wrong one, but no, I was reading this was the wrong one. What is the sprue? Okay, so that's one where it will kind of be like, do I cut at that pace or do I cut at that pace? The sprue goes onto like a nub that's supposed to be there. I remember seeing a short video of somebody doing Gunpla, and they've cut off, yeah, like the actual nub instead of the sprue. Can't remember what it was, but I think like the family bought it or something. It was kind of funny. He's just, everyone's asleep and he's freaking out. AK paint is very cheap here. In Australia, around $4.50, $5 paint. Compared to Guild Workshop, $6. You're telling me you're getting these for $6.50 here in Australia? Really? Like on Amazon, these are like $13, and I think in stores they're like 10. How are you getting them 6.5 to 8? I need to know where you're buying from. Or are you getting them in like bulk? Alright. I am fairly dangerous with this knife. I'll literally just wipe it off with my finger and everything. And they always say don't cut towards yourself, but I literally just cut towards my finger. I find it actually kind of safer than not doing that. I think I've only ever cut myself once, and it wasn't really much of a cut. It was more of a stab. There's one piece there. Gap Games has them for $5.06 for base colors at the moment. Oh, they've got a sale on. Okay. I think I got a couple of the what was the magazine before Combat Patrol? Imperium? I think it was Imperium. They had a couple of those lying around when Stormbringer was coming out, so I got some Space Marines and some of the Mechanicus, because they still had some of those left over from the old magazine. Yeah, I think I've cleaned this one up. This could use a tiny bit more though. Yeah, I think that's as good as that one's gonna get. Goes in there. I can sort of show that. I need a second light, to be honest. I mean, I could drop this light down. Let's see if this works. Just angle the light lamp into the thing. Okay, no, that's not working well. But yeah, so this little guy's gonna just fit in there. Just trying to get both arms in at the same time as the... Sort of need to turn him and then clip him in. Oh, that's... Okay, there's a back piece that's gonna go on. I was gonna say, there's like a really weird, like, flat piece in there. But yeah, the back piece should cover that up. Number 14. So 21% off price. That's actually pretty good. 14. They might be in New South Wales. I'm not sure. Waterfront News. That was one that I was considering going with the subscription, because originally with Combat Patrol, like usually we don't get the premium subscription, as you probably know. They were gonna do their own premium sub for their subscribers, like people subscribe to the thing. I don't know if they're still doing that. I emailed them, I asked them, because now that the premium subscription's gone from the main thing, I was gonna like pretty much put out a video saying that you can get it from there, but their response didn't really sum up anything. So I don't know if they're still doing stuff for the subscribers or not. So they do say that their subscription is better than the Hatchet games part. No, what is it? It's Game Parts, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, they said it was supposed to be better than that. But yeah, I don't know. They give you a whole bunch of discounts on official Warhammer stuff if you subscribe to the magazine though. So on their store you get like 10% off everything and all that sort of stuff. They're based in Tasmania, in Devonport. So Waterfront News was the name of that one. Lucky to get the premium subscription before that. Yeah, I've been like refreshing the Reddit accounts. Well, not Reddit, the Reddit threads since Combat Patrol was announced for Australia. And yeah, I luckily found out about it before that happened. How the heck does this go in? Okay, so there's a hole here, which goes into this piece here. But the angle is really weird. So if I hold him here, like in the picture, oh, okay. No, that makes sense. There we go, it fits in. It's just really awkward if you do it from the front. Alright, so that's in. And there should be one more back piece, the cape. So 15. That is this one. Okay, let's try not to damage this too much. Yeah, this one's kind of hard to clear down. Just give it a nice scrape to flatten it out. Yeah, I don't know if I can get this flat. Like fully flat. It's got like a tiny, yeah, that's showing up. It's like tiny imperfections that make it a texture on the thing. Okay, I think I just scraped out a bit too much there. Just gonna have to deal with it. My perfectionist mind is yelling at me there. Okay, that's scraped off. That's a big one. Okay. And there's a piece here. Should be just scraped off. So the Stormbringer magazine came with 2 factions. No, it came with 5 factions, I think. It came with a lot of factions. Let me just check. Because there was a Warhammer post. Let me just check that real quick. So, full breakdown. This might take a bit to actually find. Because there were dwarves in this as well. But I don't know if they were just in the... Let's see. How many factions Stormbringer magazine. 6. Okay, so it comes with 6 of the factions. So Stormcast Eternals, Caradron Overlords, which I assume is the dwarves. Sylvaneth, so the you get a bit of the Wood Elves. Sylvaneth is the Wood Elves, right? Need to search. Yeah, Sylvaneth. Yeah, Wood Elf type of faction. The Auric War Clans, so the Cruel Boys, which is these guys. Like all of these guys. Who else? Gloomspite Gits. So there are, yeah, you got the Orcs and then you got the Goblins, and then Sons of Behemat. So Gargant. So that would be all the Chaos stuff mixed with, because I think they had a giant in the. Actually, I don't know if I got the giant, but I think there was a giant in one of the premium subscription models. But yeah, there's 6 factions in this. And then looking at the Spearhead one that you were talking about, I'm fairly sure that brings in, yeah, Lizardmen and stuff. Lizardmen, Eldar. Wait, no, not Eldar. Sorry, that's Combat Patrol. But yeah, Lizardmen in the Spearhead one. Okay, this one's leaving a really big gap. I don't know if that's stuck in there properly. I feel like that should be a lot closer. That feels wrong. Okay. It's perfectly in on the other side, but let's just hollow this out a tiny bit. That's one good thing this is for. This thing can just perfectly go in and burrow out a hole in the in these little things. Hopefully that fits in a bit better. Whoop. I felt like I just broke a hand or something from one of the guys. Maybe it's the front piece that's not in fully. Everything's sort of moving around. But yeah, I think that's going to have to be another glue up or milli putty type of thing. Did you end up signing for the Combat Patrol? Yeah, I've got the premium sub. So I've already got the first 2 Combat Patrols. I'm surprised that I actually got one of these where it's in the like the plastic blister kit, because the Stormbringer first edition was supposed to come in a blister kit as well, but Australia didn't get that. We just got the general plastic outside. Alright, I think I'm really not happy with that. But I don't know what to do. So yeah, it just doesn't go on fully. This is probably the first model of Stormbringer that I'm actually not happy with quality control. Though it is probably my fault in some way. But yeah, that's a big seam line. So yeah, I'll have to buy some milliput. So that guy's done. It sticks on the outside again. Alright, so that's the first 2 done. So the first one had a minor minor seam compared to that one. I find most times I can cut out the pegs for the mono pose models. Cut out the pegs as in for the feet, or do you mean for the stuff that they're supposed to go into and you just glue them in instead? Okay, so number 2 is done. Make sure each Praetor is centered on the base when finished. Okay. So number 3. 17 and 18. Yeah, the pegs are meant to fit in the holes. And they line them up. I'm still confused as to whether you're talking about the feet or the I think you're talking about the actual like stick-in pieces. Yeah, that I've noticed very early on from putting models together that the way Games Workshop wants you to isn't always the best idea. It's like with the painting, I left most of the models unglued, because they do say you can glue the push togethers. You just glue them and then push them together, but I want to be able to take off shields and stuff to be able to paint the underside of them. But the magazine wants you to paint the shield while it's attached to the mini, so it seems counterproductive to do it that way. What was that? Ah, that entire thing there is the sprue piece. That's a pretty bad connection. Let's try and cut that out without actually scooping into the model. Because I am kind of scooping in. Yeah, that's really on there. Quite a few layers of sprue. Alright, that's mostly cleared. Okay, I think that's the main one. And then 18. Okay, that one's clear. Well, and there's another one of my usual complaints for the sprues. The sprue piece is on the elbow. It's like, why? I'm gonna flatten out and divot the elbow by getting rid of that little imperfection. No, that one wasn't too bad. I actually cleared that up without it flattening. I assume once you get a few base coats on and the paint sort of flattens out, it's not as much of an issue. The one thing I don't miss is scrapping mold lines with 3D printing. 3D printing is amazing. I wish I'd done more with it. But yeah, I sort of need like a laboratory room with ventilation and everything. I was just using a crappy like small vent thingy out the window using like ducting and stuff. That goes in that way. And some of these pieces I don't quite understand why they're separate, but I think I just figured out why they are. It's just so that there's an actual 3D element instead of it being a block of plastic. But yeah, it would be nice if they actually stuck on without having to have all these tiny pieces that you have to clip. Lucky to have a dedicated hobby room. I had one, but it was multi-purpose as well. But its most use was printing. But yeah, couldn't breathe in there. Always had to have my mask on. 19. It is now an FDM printing room mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. And even the FDM I don't get to use enough. Yeah, that's 19. I just wish FDM could do minis as well as resin does. It's getting fairly close now, but resin is still the king of mini printing. And I think that's always going to be the case. But if FDM ever gets close enough, that will be great. I'm just surprised at the people that do resin printing and literally have it like next to their bed, and they literally don't have issue with the smell or anything. It's weird to me. Resin printing would make my eyes water. Like that smell is just the smell of chemical death. Though I was using frozen resin, so I'm not sure if that stuff stinks more than the others. I have seen some good examples, but yeah, I prefer resin for minis. 20 minutes, 20 minis done in 4 hours compared. Yeah, that's the other thing. The resin printing times, being able to do everything in one go. For you, it's more the smell of washing liquid. Oh, I did get some dedicated frozen washing liquid, and that stuff does stink. I don't mind the smell of isopropyl alcohol, but when it is mixed with resin, it is horrible. I use metho. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit harsher. Isopropyl alcohols, I think, a lot cleaner. Okay, yeah, they put this on the arm and it's kind of hard to cut out. ISO is so expensive here. 4 liters for $20 at Bunnings. Yeah, I'm buying, what, 1 liter for about $20 of ISO. Or at least that was back when I was buying it. I was getting it through Amazon. I'm sure I'm on some kind of list. Okay, this is actually taking quite a bit of time to clear out. I use ISO for cleanup, okay. So by then you're not contaminating it as much. I think this one's done. Yeah, okay. That one's done as far as I can tell. This is weird putting this on at this stage of the mini, where it's only half the thing. So that piece goes in there, but this piece is on the, yeah, the right hole. So that clips into there. This is a weird... They sort of want you to stretch the mini to actually, like... Yeah, so I'm like putting tension on this thing just to... Okay, there we go, push that in, push that in. Yeah, I sort of had to like bend it out. Time for me to go onto some projects. Have a good stream. Thanks for coming by. I'll be finishing up after this model anyway. Got some things to do. Thanks for coming by. I'll have to check out your short video when you post it. Have fun with the with all the printing or cleanup. I think you said you were in the cleanups stage. 21 should be, yeah, just ahead. So 21. But yeah, I'll try to get these hopefully daily, just like a couple of hours. Work my way through all of the models. Where is a bold head? It's 11. It's 21. No, there it is. Fortunately, his head had the sprue on it, so I have to shave his head down. He's already bald, but now I have to shave him further. Okay, that's down. Okay, the head. Oh, I need the back piece as well. 22. Where's 22? That's a thick sprue. Yeah, that was quite a thick sprue piece there that I cut off. Slowly whittle away layer by layer. It's like making those ice cream roll thingies. Just rolling the plastic over itself. Alright, I think that's pretty much cleaned out. One on his calf. I think there's a tiny bit there. And then other than that, I think we're done. Alright. So the head goes in on the little hole here. If I can get that to actually clip in. Oh, it's difficult. He's a difficult one. Okay, there we go. Head is in. Don't think there's any movement on that. And then the body. Okay, there we go. Now all that's left is 24 and 23, so the cape pieces. And then this one. There's a lot of extra pieces left over. There's even an extra body part. I have found that a lot of these have extras, like a lot of extras. There's even an extra polearm. Interesting. Yeah, probably just scrape this down, to be honest. Whenever I use the knife on these flat surfaces, it seems to dig in a bit. Scrape that one in. On these flat ones, it's not too bad. It's mainly the curved surfaces that I need to use the base. That one's clean. Coming to the end of this build. Oh, one piece there. Okay, I think that's it. 23 goes straight into the back. And then 24 clips in on this part. And hopefully there won't be a big seam on this one. Oh, I'm already seeing a... Damn it, I'm already seeing a seam. Let's actually pull this out. Come on, get off of there. These are quite hard to get out once they're in. I don't want to break it. There we go. Okay, let's tunnel this out a tiny bit. Just to make that fit in a bit easier. Still doesn't line up perfectly. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna have to be disappointed in this model, that's all. Then this clips on next to this. If I can get the angle right. Turn it that way. Okay, so that front piece went in perfect. It's just this back piece that doesn't quite go in. Okay, maybe if I scrape this down a bit. Okay, hopefully this fixes it. Yeah, the piece just doesn't seem to actually want to go in. And then this should be turned a bit up. I think that's going to end up being a glue job, maybe. But anyway, I guess that's done. Just cut off a tiny piece from his foot, so that's sticking out. Alright, that's gonna have to do for now. If I end up going to actually paint them, I'll have to fix that up. Does it go this way or that way? I think it's supposed to go on the back of the base. Okay. We're done with all three. They are not perfect. Despite being push fit, they are not perfect. Got all these seam lines. This one's egregiously bad. Because, yeah, this back piece doesn't even... It honestly doesn't even fit in properly. So I think that one's going to be pretty much cut up in glue. Because it doesn't even align. And then... So we've got that guy. Got the main guy. And then the first guy that we put together. So that's edition 15 done. Still got like a body piece and an axe in there. Halberd. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Apparently, there's... Oh yeah, that's right. We have another Praetor. Where is he? So there was another one that we built earlier on, much earlier on, which is the 4th one, because he came separately. But yeah, there's a whole heap of painting guides. But that's pretty much it. So that is edition 15 completed. So painting probably won't do that for a long time, to be honest. But hopefully in the next month, we'll have all of Stormbringer finished. Hopefully. Thanks for being around, guys. I shall see you in the next stream.